In the first episode we rescued this neglected wagon from the depths of depreciation and showcased some of the problems that the car has. Make sure you check it out after this video if you haven't seen it, but today it's time to start fixing some stuff. And there is a lot of stuff that needs fixing, so stay tuned. Before I push the car into the garage, I'll clean it up real quick first, and we'll start digging to see why the coolant is getting inside the oil. I really hope it's not the head gasket, but it's still a possibility. This car have been sitting for who knows how long, and trust me, it smells like it. There is mold on the seats, moisture in the carpets, and enough grime outside to hide its actual paint color. I started with pre-rinse to knock off years of neglect. This isn't a car wash, it's a resurrection. I'm using a basic snow foam and a microfiber glove. If you're dealing with car this filthy, this step is essential to avoid scratching up the clear coat, if there is any clear coat left. Next thing was the engine bay, pretty much the same deal. I just replaced the microfiber glove with a brush and I added some dish soap in the mix. After that I dried everything up and this is how it looks. Not showroom ready, but it will do for this stage. Now let's clean up the interior. To kill the mold from the seats I'll use 50-50 white vinegar and water, and for safety respirator mask. I'm using vinegar to kill off the mold, not just for the smell, but to make this thing safe to sit in again. Always ventilate the car and wear gloves. Mold spores are not your friend. "30 minutes have passed with the vinegar on the seats and now I can no longer see the mold. Now I'll use this attachment for the vacuum cleaner and I'll vacuum all the vinegar out. The interior looks way better already. I cannot see the mold anymore, so now it will be safe for me to be inside the car. Here's how the back seat looks like. I would do deep clean on the interior, but for the moment it's good. I only need to be able to sit inside the car without risking my health. And now let's push the car in the garage and see what's going on. Did you know that you can hold the unlock button on your BMW and roll down all the windows? Whew, that was a good workout, but the car is in now. Okay, I will lift the front end up now and we'll see how the oil looks like. Now the car is on jack stands and we'll see how the oil looks like. Okay, so now we are underneath the car and I can immediately see we have an oil leak here. And that's a BMW, so I suppose oil leak is normal. The oil drain plug is here. I think that's 17 mil. Let's crack it loose and we'll see. Okay, the moment of truth. What do you guys think? Will there be coolant coming out first, or it will be only oil? Put your bets in the comment section below. Imagine if there is no oil, no coolant, no nothing. This car has no dipstick, so you cannot check how you look. Okay, that's promising. That's only oil. What? It looks a bit dark for petrol oil, but it's only oil. Whew. That makes me feel a bit better, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the coolant will be on top of the oil. We'll see. We'll drain it completely and we'll see. Okay, so this was only oil, which is really good thing. I'm not that afraid that the bearings are gone now, but we'll inspect the oil filter for any shavings or anything like that. But one thing I noticed while I'm here is that this engine mount has some sort of fluid in it, and when you look on the other side, this is flat. So I need to do a research how it should look like, but to me this one looks completely shot and I cannot hear any liquid inside. On the other one there is liquid. You can hear it. That's a weird looking engine mount, but I guess this is how they do them on these cars. We have decent amount of oil as well. This is the drain pan and it's about 5 liters, which is how much it should be. I'll put it in a 5-liter bottle and we'll see if the level was good or not. So I'm a bit puzzled now why the oil cap looks like that. I know that short journeys and a lot of idling can make that, or maybe not that, but a little bit of residue like this, but this looks too much to me. Maybe we have a blown head gasket, but the oil looked so clean, so I don't know, man. That's puzzling. We'll remove the filter housing to make sure it's good, and if it's not, we'll have to replace it. I cleaned the cap and the orifice, and now let's remove the cover. Okay, this is how we look underneath. Some oil on the ignition coils. I don't know where this came from, but the oil filter housing is down there. Okay, so now looking at the engine cover, this is where the oil on the ignition coil came from. Ignition coils. So this really good design. When you fill up your oil and if you spill some from the sides, the oil gets soaked in this thing and it saturates the whole thing, and then you end up with oil on your ignition coils. To remove the oil filter, you have this 27 mil cap. I'll leave it loose for a little bit to drain the oil, and I'll remove the filter after that. Here's our oil filter. Let's cut it up, clean it, and see if we have some metal shavings in it. To inspect the oil filter for shavings, what you need to do is remove your filter. So now I'll make 2 cuts, one here, one here. Then remove this, put it on the vise, squeeze out all the oil, and we will inspect between the grooves to see if there are any metal shavings. Let's hope not. So now we put the filter like that in the vise, squeeze it, and all the oil will come out. You can see how the oil is coming out from the filter. It's not necessary to remove all the oil to be able to see if there are any shavings inside the grooves. This should be enough. And now let's see it on the daylight. Hopefully we won't see any sparkles. Okay, let's take it to the outside. The sun is kind enough, it just showed up, so let's see how the filter looks like. On this side, it looks really good. On the other side, I can see some specks, but nothing too crazy. You know, the thing about these BMWs is that they are recommending really crazy oil change intervals. They are recommending like 20,000 miles oil change intervals, which is absolutely crazy for a turbocharged engine. In my opinion, you should not change oil more than 3,000 miles apart, because the oil is getting too hot, cooling the turbo, lubricating the turbo, and it's losing viscosity so quick. So this could be the reason why the modern BMWs are failing so much, because they're lying to you about the oil change intervals. Alright, this is a 5-liter bottle, so let's put the oil in and we'll see how much oil we have. Okay, so the bottle is completely full up to here. So the car had about 5.3 liters or something, which is exactly how much engine oil the car should have. So here's where we are at. Exterior washed, interior demolded. Oil not great, not terrifying, I would say not bad for a day's work. But there were some tiny shining specks in the filter. What do you guys think? Is the engine bad, or is just from normal engine operation and wear? Drop a comment below. I personally have seen shavings from a span bearing and it looks completely different, to be honest. But I guess we'll figure this out soon. In the next episode we'll start digging into the real issues, figuring out where the coolant is going and finding out what this thing actually needs to get it back on the road. If you're enjoying the series so far, hit that like button, subscribe and drop a comment if you ever dealt with a moldy car. Spoiler alert, it sucks! This was part 2 of the cheapest BMW G31 restoration project. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in part 3.